During our divorce hearing, my wife smirked, crossed her legs, and said loudly enough for everyone to hear, "I'm taking 70% of your millions, including your father's estate." Her voice echoed across the courtroom. The whole place went silent. Then came the gasps. Her friends in the back exchanged smug glances, whispering to each other as if victory was already theirs. But I just stood up calmly, looked her in the eyes, and handed the judge a 2-page document. "Check again," I said quietly. The judge adjusted his glasses, scanned the papers, and then looked at me and suddenly burst out laughing. My wife's confident smile froze. "My name is Paul. I'm 32 years old, and I run a construction equipment rental company in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a business my late father started from nothing, and one I spent my entire adult life building." 3 years of marriage had turned into 3 years of slow realization. At first, she was everything I thought I wanted. Charming, graceful, supportive. She'd show up at my job sites with lunch, tell my workers how proud she was of me, and act like the perfect wife. But beneath that perfect smile, something darker was brewing. It started small lies, little expenses that didn't make sense. Then came the designer bags, the luxury spa trips, the $8,000 credit card bills. When I asked her, she'd laugh and say, "Relax, Paul, it's all for us." But it wasn't. Soon, she began asking strange questions about my father's estate, our company shares, and the rental contracts. She even pressured me to add her name to certain documents, claiming it was for security. That's when my father's words came back to me. He told me before he passed, "Son, trust must be earned, but legal protection must be built. The people closest to you are the ones you must guard against the most." So I listened. While she was out dining with her friends, I met quietly with my lawyer. We restructured my holdings, reinforced ownership, and built walls she'd never see coming. Then, a year after our wedding, I gave her a form and said, "Hey honey, my lawyer needs you to sign this for tax purposes. It's just standard paperwork." She smiled, took the pen, and signed it without even reading it. That paper wasn't for taxes. It was a full financial separation agreement, clearly stating that every asset connected to my father's estate and every part of my company belonged solely to me. It was signed willingly, in front of witnesses, and notarized. So when she stood up in court demanding millions, she didn't realize she was standing on a trap she built herself. The judge kept reading the document, shaking his head in disbelief. Then he looked at her and said sternly, "Ma'am, next time before demanding millions, make sure you know what you've signed." Her face turned white. Her lawyer stammered, flipping through his papers, whispering frantically. Her friends, the same ones who once mocked me behind my back, went dead silent. Then came the final blow. The judge leaned forward and said, "Given your deception and misconduct throughout this marriage, you will leave with exactly what you came in with. Nothing." Her voice cracked as she cried, "This isn't fair!" But the truth was, fairness had nothing to do with it. Choices did. I didn't say a word. I just watched her break down, and for the first time, I didn't feel anger. I felt relief. Because that day, I didn't just win a legal battle, I protected my father's legacy, the legacy she tried to destroy. As the gavel hit the desk, the judge looked at me with a faint smile. "Smart move, Mr. Paul. Your father would be proud." Walking out of that courtroom, I felt a strange calmness. The sky outside was bright, but my mind was quiet. Years of stress had finally lifted. Later that night, I went to my father's old workshop, the place where he taught me everything about life and work. His photo still hung on the wall, dusty but strong. I looked at it and whispered, "You were right, Dad. Protection built with wisdom will always outlast deceit." And in that moment, I realized something deeper. Love without respect isn't love at all. She loved the lifestyle, not the man. And I loved the idea of her, not the truth of who she was. Sometimes losing someone's love is the best way to find your peace. So what do you think? Should I have forgiven her and started over, or walk away for good? Share your thoughts in the comment.